Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see beauty that made this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, also highly.
Hi, welcome to Verse of the Day. My name's Brandon Hathaway, and I preach at the Westside Church of Christ in Owensboro, Kentucky. Sorry, probably going to sneeze here in a minute. Thank you for joining me today as we open up the Bible and study the Word of God. Apologies for not getting a video up yesterday. I don't know what was the issue, but it just did not want to connect. Tried a couple times and it just wasn't connecting through, and so it looks like it's working this morning, so I don't know. Anyways, I thank you for joining me today. Yesterday was Ruth 3, today we're in Ruth 4. Yesterday I was going to point out when Ruth went to Boaz and laid at the edge of the bed as Naomi instructed her to do so, he noticed her, and he was willing to take her as his wife, but according to traditions and law of Moses, there was an order in which it went down the line, and he knew he wasn't the closest relative. And so he couldn't do anything at that time and point. He had to make the opportunity for the closest relative to choose to whether or not he would take the land, and Ruth to fulfill his duties as the next relative. As most of the time we think of the next brother, but here it's just saying the next relative. And so Boaz knew he had to take care of that first. And I was going to point out that he, honorably did what was right. He didn't try to go around in corrupt way, but he did what was right. He knew that someone else had the opportunity to do this first. And so that's actually where we kind of pick up here today in Ruth 4, is that the two get together. At first, the man was willing to take the land from Naomi, because again, Naomi she was older in age, her husband was dead, her sons were dead, and so it wasn't a matter that he had to marry Naomi. But with Ruth, he would have. And so he didn't want to have to do that, and that would mess up his inheritance, because he would have to bear a child to Naomi, and then the inheritance would come to that son, and that would split up the inheritance and stuff. And so, but that's the reason he ends up passing it up. And so Boaz ends up choosing to go ahead and purchase the land and take Ruth. And so I'm bringing out verse 7 because it's the main thing I remember from Ruth. I know we talk about her love and Naomi's love and everything, but this always sticks out to my mind, the custom here that they had of this transaction. It says, "Now this was the custom in the former times in Israel concerning redeeming and exchanging to confirm anything. One man took off his sandal and gave it to the other, and this was a confirmation in Israel." And then as you read further, there was witnesses, they saw it, and so, but this is how, is we might make a contract and you sign your name. Here, they agreed to it, and one person took off his sandal and gave it to the other. And that's how you knew that he had made this deal, this transaction with this other person, and this person agreed to let him have the whatever property. Is he took off his sandal and gave it to him, so it's just it's just always interesting to me. It's just something that sticks out because it's weird to me. It's different. Um, but anyways, so Boaz ends up, of course, taking Ruth, and again, it's a wonderful story of love, of commitment, and fully committing, to the point that she left her land, she left her God, she made God, our God her God, um, dedicated, a virtuous woman. She was a hard worker, and being rewarded for her good deeds. So, anyways, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have a blessed and wonderful day today, and as always, if the Lord is willing,